Can we exactly that? Can we become a blah? Totally.
How about your gynecologist?
How about anxiety that became that happened. I think if it's going to be mediocre, why isn't matter? And also choreographer Martha Graham. No, Martha Graham. Agnes Nicole. The musical Oklahoma. Agnes had a lot of stuff happen. She had a sudden and unexpected years of she didn't know what good it is your business to determine what for the 15-year-old me have said that I would I'm pretty like I said, why didn't I end up going to yep 15-year-old with last week I briefly he would think about last week I briefly do it, focus, you can do it. There you go. You're 21, you're gonna the techno and electronica. And I'm enjoying you know you're calculator and math class. Argue about that. Always in another
Can you hold them there?
Yes. Cool. I had some coffee today. I've had bumps the camera. So now that I can no longer put. All right, let's ask a couple of things. Talking is good. I'm good at talking. All right, now let's address a couple questions. Let's address a couple questions. Do you have questions? That's good. With covering songs, copyright. Everyone has a right to coffee. Like the dry skin on my nose. No red nose. It's not as unpleasant. That's a pretty but who am I to propinquity that we are is we would like to be able to actively like bleh. And the thinking that there's one person that we could possibly be with has ended up in a lot of crap. Putting people in these tours. The thinking that there's and just knowing that someone else likes us can very easily make someone else like no. And we would talk about first rule. There's a teller at my bank that recognizes me, otherwise I wouldn't even be able to flip and blah. Today I'm gonna blah. In the movement to end gender-based violence. A brilliant friend of mine who works professionally in the movement to end gender-based violence brought to my attention stuff. For the most part been at the primer, but even though women have, for the most part, been the folk at the forefront. That it is inappropriate to act out in anger. Fortunate in that I had parents that taught me. This is tough today. Created to describe the collective socialization. The cat box is created to describe the men are generally violence against women is rooted in the historic oppression of men. What? I got this plan. Got choked up. Really makes me wonder how I've been. And being a huge monster films as a kid. A huge monster film? I was a huge monster film when I was a kid. If you don't want anything spoiled for you, it might be a good idea to change the channel. Change the channel? Don't change my channel. There's no better name for the classification system. And there's no better the person in the theater who caught both of those. Apparently there was a line that and I don't necessarily they were somehow able to make it to the other side of the and that the comic relief in the movie was too don't use anything before this next take. It's for fun. Oh, it's still recording. Why are you doing that?